Fam, good morning. What's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Wanted to start your day off with talking about Alabama's fantastic weekend of recruiting. These guys are being ultra aggressive on the recruiting trail. Run the thumbs up on this video. Have an amazing day, and we'll catch you back at Bama Football on YouTube. These guys are certainly really aggressive. As you've seen, there's been a lot of different components added to this Alabama recruiting staff, kind of on the back end underneath Courtney Morgan, who works as a GM here at Alabama. So, the organization has added a lot of new names. And I think at a point in time this coming week, we will put a lot of names on the board to show you who is here, because from the recruiting personnel standpoint, Alabama has a lot of different names here to the equation. And they are actively recruiting some ballers. Like, I'm serious. Like, if you dive into recruiting, who these guys are targeting right now, I'm talking about electric players. So let's talk about Marcus Harris right now, who just got an offer from the University of Alabama. I really like this young man. John, thank you very much for becoming a member. I really appreciate it. And welcome to the Undefeated. Will you guys please welcome John Undefeated? Thank you very much. Marcus Harris, 5'11", 180 pounds, and he's out of California, Mater Dei, the same high school that Bryce Young attended. And I think it's really important to continue to connect with, the Southern California area playmakers. This is a top 100 wide receiver out of Mater Dei, California, and you're going to really like his highlights. I love the fact that they're going after guys who are super athletic on the outside. I love the fact, and here he is pictured with the trophy. This was during junior day. I like the athletes. Like, look, don't get it twisted. One of the things that I really liked about Washington this past season was their wide receivers. Their wide receivers were fantastic. I thought they were really good in open space. I think they caught the football well. And I know Alabama has kind of the wideouts that are back, and I think we saw that last year. But this young man, Marcus Harris, is a guy that I'm really excited about. When we look to his highlights, you see that he's only 5'11", 180 pounds, but he can go up and make plays. Here he is on the outside. This is a huddle film. Gives a 1-2, gets to the inside of the defensive back, goes up and high points the football, bringing in another catch. You're talking about a guy who has a lot of speed too. And that's what I saw from Washington's offense, to be honest. So you see him right here cutting up between the corner and the safety, going for the football and making a really great catch. So these are the type of athletes that Coach Kalen Deboer, Ryan Grubb are going after for this offense. And nice throw right here, young man. Goes up and another great high point. So when you look to who Alabama is going after right now, I love it. I think it's aggressive. And I like the fact that this offense, I'm telling you, this offense is going to be upgraded with the players that are already on the roster right now, just because of the schematics that is coming in. But I'm telling you, like, the guys that they are targeting are ballers. Like, you get some of these guys in, and of course, these guys are not committed yet, but these are the targets that Alabama is going after. Let's look at another one from the IMG Academy, Donovan Olgo. Okay, now check out his highlights. He just received an offer from the University of Alabama. I'm telling you, like, these wide receivers are dogs, right? The dog mentality. He's out of the IMG Academy, same school where Anthony Turbo Rogers is out of, and watch these highlights. This is a bigger wide receiver, and you'll see him go up and make plays as well. This is at IMG Academy. He has speed to burn. So the target list is elite. I'm going to talk about some defensive guys as well up in this video, but this is kind of the thing that I really wanted to start out with, is talking about guys who stood out to me. So here you see Donovan again going up and high pointing the football. He's at IMG Academy. I want these guys to come in and be an absolute aggressive offense with playmakers all over the field. Here we're going to see it again. Look at these catches he's making, right? Goes up, one-handed catch, the outside. So they want to load up on these type of targets. And I'm telling you, the thing is, like, when they went after Noah Carter, and I watched this highlight, I was like, look, I'm happy with him. I know he's a 2024 guy and a 4-star, but like, if you're going to go after these type of athletes, you are going to fill up the roster and continue to keep playing at a very high level. And look, these guys are not committed to Alabama, but these are the type of targets that they're going after. So I think the recruiting staff is absolutely on fire and has a great hot board. Look, Courtney Morgan didn't come over. A lot of people are like, Courtney Morgan built some of these great, offense, defense, Michigan or Washington. He had a great role in it. And I saw the video that you guys saw. He's not responsible for all of it, but he has a damn good eye for talent, and so does his staff. So these are the type of guys coming in. Okay, let's talk about another guy on the offensive side of the ball. This is Anthony Turbo Rogers. He is committed to the Alabama Crimson Tide. He is a running back who has stayed committed despite Coach Saban retiring. I know you had a couple of 5-stars decommit, and I think those guys are probably recommit at some point in time. And a lot of people continue to ask about Jamie French, who I think will probably be in this class as well at some point in time. But did you see those wide receivers that they're also going after? Pretty damn good. All right, let's take a look at Anthony Rogers. And I gave chat undefeated homework of going to watch his highlights. Okay. When I talk about Turbo Rogers, first of all, he's got the dopest nickname. He's 5'8", 185 pounds. I think he is very similar to Jahmyr Gibbs in the terms that he's kind of like a scat back. You can get him the football. Here he is pictured with Coach Kalen Deboer at Junior Day, and I love that quarter zip that Coach Kalen Deboer is rocking right there. We need to get that. I think if Fanatics has it, right? DR334, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Thanks for being here. And when you look to Turbo Rogers, he's got elite speed. Another prospect. Look at that at the IMG Academy. I mean, so you have him. A lot of people are saying that he could come back to Alabama. I'm not sure on that. But what I can tell you is he is committed to Alabama. He has great field vision. He's very difficult to bring down. He's elusive. He has that great burst. One of the things that I liked about Jahmyr Gibbs is how quickly he was able to get 6, 7, 8 yards. And there he is again in the backfield. So when you talk about playmakers, I showed you the 2 wide receivers that they're going after that just got offers. This guy is committed. I love speed to burn. I like running backs that are fast, and I like my running backs to be versatile, right? So you have like a Jam Miller this year. You have a Justice Haynes. You have a Richard Young, and you added on a Kevin Riley in a big body in Daniel Hill. But look at Turbo Rogers. You got to like what you're seeing right here from the film. And I think he is going to be one of the centerpieces in the class of 2025. I want to hear from you inside the comment box. Look at him. He's a beast, right? So that is Anthony Turbo Rogers. Going to talk about some defensive players as well that Alabama is also targeting. Give me a thumbs up if you like some of those athletes that Alabama has just offered and that Alabama has in terms of Turbo Rogers. Let me see some thumbs up. Run the thumbs up on this video. All right, we continue. We're talking about the defensive side of the ball, and I hope you guys are having a good time watching the content right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Let's talk about Anthony Saka, right? So his pops played at Penn State. So when you hear like a Penn State legacy, this is who you have. Anthony Saka. He's on the defensive side of the ball. 6'2.5", 225 pounds, was just in Alabama. Now, I think, as you can see, and we use On3 interface here at Bama Football on YouTube, he's a Penn State lean. His pops played. And you see other Big Ten schools in the mix. But I think, he was certainly impressed by coming to Alabama and meeting with the new coaching staff. And people are really going to judge Coach Kalen Deboer on the defensive approach, right, with the new defensive coordinator, Kane Womack, taking over. I really like Saka's film from his junior season, and I think you guys are too. So let's get to his footage, which should be coming up momentarily. Here you go. So this is Anthony Saka again out of New Jersey. Linebacker who's very opportunistic, right? You have opportunistic linebackers that are also athletic. And I think that he would fit into this 4-2-5 very, very nicely, to be honest. He's showcasing a lot of athleticism right here, running down the field and making an interception. And I think that even though he might be a kind of a Big Ten lean, you got to like coming here to Alabama and understanding the defensive philosophy. And that was a booming kid right there, to be honest. A lot of speed, nose for the football. And from what I gather, Kane Womack is going to be he's like all over the field in terms of like making plays. That's what we call like opportunistic football, right? Kind of understanding where the ball is at all times. From what I understand about Kane Womack's defense is that he's going to be very, very aggressive. I love that. I want aggressive offense. I want playmaking wide receivers. I want some tall wide receivers. I want some wide receivers that are slots. And I want guys on the defensive side that are ballers, that are not afraid to, go after the football and, put defenders in the turf. Tommy, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Let's talk about a couple other guys from the 2026 class or even 2025 guys, and then we'll kind of move to point 2 on my board. Kyle Henderson here, Bama Football on YouTube. Let's talk about Zella 6 right here. He is a safety out of the class of 2026, who was recently in town. He's a 4-star, and Alabama had a great opportunity this weekend to showcase kind of the new philosophy. The weeks prior to this, Coach Kalen Deboer gets in, gets his staff, and then they're all over the field in terms of all over really the state, the country, shaking hands, getting to meet new coaches across the landscape. And right now, this weekend, they had an opportunity to host 2025 and 2026 guys, including a 2024, and Quentin Reese, who will be signing this week with the Alabama Crimson Tide. In fact, he did announce that he is shutting down his commitment, and that is Quentin Reese. We'll talk about him a little bit later. You also are going after Bryce Perry Wright. He got an offer as well. He is here from Buford, Georgia. And as you know, Buford, Georgia has elite talent. You think of all the names that have come out of Georgia recently. I'm telling you, like, if you were worried about this recruiting, and kind of like in retrospect, when we were thinking about recruiting, how was Coach Kalen Deboer going to recruit? Man, he has been ultra aggressive in bringing in guys for this junior day and targeting guys that I like, right? So, yeah, you are going after a lot of 26 guys, a lot of good 2025 guys come in. So really like the approach overall so far. And I mentioned this, he had a fantastic January, and I think he's off to a hell of a start in February. And I haven't heard of any commitments, but I think there could be a silent commit or two, if you want to know the truth. Here's another offensive lineman that received an offer out of Kansas. He's an offensive tackle, 6'5", 280 pounds. So Midwest, the Southeast, the IMG Academy. Marcus Harrison got a offer tonight. Marcus Harris got an offer out of California. So he's going everywhere health and wealth. So you know about the talent in Buford, right? Like, it's unbelievable. You got Kalen Deboer doing work across the country. I wouldn't be really stressing if you were an Alabama football fan that really follows recruiting. And I know there's more than a handful that are just obsessed with it. That's fine. And you know what's going on right now. I think that Coach Kalen Deboer is off to a hell of a start, made a really great impression for Alabama. Here's one of the prospects, and that is Austin Mack, one of the quarterbacks who came in with the class of 2024. All right, so that's kind of what I wanted to go over kind of in point one, and